Fast and Furious star Vin Diesel has been accused by his former assistant of sexual battery while working for him in 2010. Asta Jonassen filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles in December of 2023, alleging that Vin Diesel forced himself on her in a hotel suite in Atlanta while working on the film Fast Five. All right, guys, so here we go again. We have another allegation being thrown out there saying that this very wealthy person is taking advantage of his fame and wealth and such, and allegedly trying to force himself, I guess, on a woman, is what she's claiming, this Asta Jonassen. All right. So, from what I can gather from the articles and stuff that I read, apparently Vin Diesel, is working on Fast Five, and I'm a little confused because some of the articles that I read said that she was his assistant, and then some of the other articles said that she was one of the employees on set, like working behind the scenes. I don't know what her specific job was, but again, I'm not sure which one is the exact position that she held. But apparently, during some downtime, Vin Diesel asked her to come to his hotel suite somewhere in Atlanta, and I guess when she came in, after maybe a little bit of talking, he essentially, from what I'm gathering, he started making moves on her. Right? If she's an attractive woman, Vin Diesel is Vin Diesel, right? He's a movie star. He's an attractive guy, in my opinion. He's in good shape and stuff like that. So I just kind of feel like he probably doesn't have too many problems getting women. Not to say that he's desired by every woman, but he probably doesn't have too many issues, because even if when you're famous and you're rich, even if a woman doesn't find you attractive, a lot of them will still become intimate with you because they want to get money out of you, right? So he probably doesn't have too many problems with that. However, there probably is some women out there who can refuse him, and regardless of how famous and wealthy he is, they're just like, I just don't find you attractive and I just don't want to do it. Okay. But apparently, it sounds to me like he just started making moves on her, right? The way a normal man would, because for some women, you know, the same thing doesn't work on everybody, right? And I think that's universal with everything, whether it comes to just starting a conversation with some people, whether it's trying to initiate intimacy, whether it's trying to make a sale, whether it's, helping someone. You can't approach everyone with the same tactics or vocabulary or demeanor, right? You got to switch it up according to how they respond, right? So, however, you have to guess initially, especially when it comes to initiating intimacy. You kind of just have to guess for the most part how you should approach it. And there's a couple of ways you can approach it. You can think to yourself, maybe the best way to approach this is to talk to the person about it. Hey, I actually find you attractive. Is it okay if I kiss you? Or is it okay if I do this? You know what I'm saying? That's one way you can approach it. However, for certain other women, that can be a turnoff. Some women don't like for you to talk to them about what you want to do or ask them what you want to do. They can consider you, soft or a pussy. And that could be a turnoff to the point to where they're like, I found you attractive, but the moment you started asking me or, something like that, now I don't even want you. You know what I'm saying? So it can actually backfire. Some women just want you to be spontaneous and they want you to take command of the situation and initiate the intimacy that way. And to me, it sounds like Vin Diesel thought about how he wanted to approach this woman in an intimate way, And apparently, according to what she's describing in her lawsuit, which is alleged, she's from what she's describing, it sounds like he thought of taking the I'm just gonna take control of how I want to approach her intimately, and I think she's gonna respond well to that. That's what it sounds like. Again, if this is even true, because this is alleged, he might not have even tried this, and this could just be a made up story where she's just trying to get money out of him, right? Because let's be honest, this is a lawsuit. This isn't her pressing charges against him. This is a lawsuit to where I think she's just trying to get money from him, right? If she were to go and file something with police departments and then they worked on pressing charges against him to where it's like, no, I don't want his money. I want to press charges against him so that way he has to pay for the things that he did to me, right? That to me would seem like, okay, maybe there's some authenticity to this because she's not going after money, she's going after justice. But it sounds like she's going after money, right? And it's a little weird that it's 13 to 14 years later after the fact, so it's real iffy when it comes to, are her claims real or not, right? And of course, Vin Diesel is denying that these things ever took place. But okay, so apparently he made his move on her, or he's making his move on her. And one of the articles that I read said that he tried to grope her breasts, and then he tried kissing her, and then I guess it says that she physically expressed that she was uncomfortable with facial expressions, maybe even it said that she had screamed, which is like, I don't know about that. She could have, but it said she screamed. And I guess she tried to run to the bathroom of the hotel suite that they were in, and then apparently he followed her. And I guess it said that he tried to, like, pull her underwear off, or her panties off. And then she ran to the bathroom. Then he followed her, and then he tried to have her, touch him. Like he tried to grab her hand and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't know if she eventually ran out of the hotel room itself or whatever. But she is also saying that within a few hours after this alleged incident, she was fired. And it says that she was fired directly by, I guess, Vin Diesel's sister, Samantha Vincent. I didn't even know he had a sister, but apparently she's like president or manager of some of his companies that he runs or something like that. So I guess he's keeping it in the family. And, he said, hey, she wouldn't give it up to me, so just fire her, right? And so she's, not only is she has she filed a lawsuit against Vin Diesel for sexual battery. Apparently, one of the other accusations is that she was wrongfully terminated and so forth, right? And it was, even though this happened in Atlanta, I'm assuming Atlanta, Georgia, she filed the lawsuit in Los Angeles, California. So I don't know how that works. But, so I guess, let's talk about this, guys. Let's talk about this. I really want to talk about this, and because I really don't want to see another Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation going on here. Now, obviously, they're not in a relationship. They're not married or a couple or anything like that. But I really get frustrated with certain people using the term, because her attorney in the article, they released a statement and they called her a survivor, and I really get frustrated with certain people who will take advantage of these terms even though they really don't apply to them. Like, for example, I'm again referring to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Amber Heard would refer to herself as a survivor of domestic violence. And I watched the trial on Netflix and stuff like that. And based off of the information that I saw, not only was she not a survivor of domestic violence, but it actually seemed like she was the violent partner in their relationship. They had proven without a doubt that she in one of the videos she literally says, "Yeah, I punched you, Johnny." So she admitted to being violent towards him. There was also a situation where Amber Heard had cut one of Johnny Depp's fingers because she threw a glass bottle his direction. I'm assuming, she wasn't aiming for his hand, because if she was, she needs to be in the major leagues because she hit it. And apparently it broke. It cut his finger. He had to go to the hospital and get stitches and whatnot and stuff. So, yeah, she was basically a liar. And, I don't know whether these claims that Asta Jonasson is making against Vin Diesel are true or false. But, I don't want to see a repeat, you know, of that, because of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, because it's wrong, man. It's wrong. These, yes, wealthy people kind of have it easy, but I'm sure they don't like going through this process and going through being accused of something that they didn't really do. It's not cool. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to be patient and watch this whole thing unfold, and we'll just kind of go from there. But this is the way I feel about it, man. This is the way I feel about it, because she's claiming that she was sexually harassed. Because I don't really know the exact definition of sexual battery, but it sounds like, as an employer and an employee, him trying to become intimate with her, could probably fall under the guidelines of sexual harassment in the workplace. And then because she refused his advances, if he really did terminate her because of that, that would probably fall under the guidelines of what's the term, being fired without just cause, essentially. But based off of what she is describing, because she's making it, the way she's trying to word it, she's making it seem like he, to say, oh, he forced himself on me. Ma'am, it sounds like whether he hired you because he found you attractive, or or you were hired by somebody else, and then he was like, oh, she's my employee, oh, she's pretty hot. Like, it sounds like he saw you, he found you attractive, you know he didn't court you in a traditional way and make it obvious that he was, because it sounds like you were surprised. It sounds like she was surprised that he was even into her, once she discovered that, once she went to his hotel. If this is true, that she was even invited to his hotel suite. But it sounds like, it just sounds like he was just trying to make a move, and then, again, it's like, this is a real touchy thing, because a lot of women are different. A lot of women are different. Like, some women just play hard to get, like, you can, you can make a move, and then at first they turn it down. But sometimes, if you're just a little persistent, then sometimes they'll be like, you know what? I do kind of want to do this. And eventually they'll get into it and stuff like that. And of course, you got to look for the signs. You got to look for the signs of, no, this is making me uncomfortable. No, I don't want to do this. And then, of course, yes, at that point, you're like, oh, okay, she's definitely not into this. Let me stop, and apologize, and, what I'm saying, stuff like that, for sure. But to say that somebody force themselves on you and stuff like that. I just feel like um the sexual battery part of it, like I just feel like that doesn't sound accurate based off of what she said happened. Could that be categorized as sexual harassment? I think it can, to the extent of he's her boss, so maybe she might have felt like, because she might have already saw the fight, the termination coming. Like she could have thought like, God, he's my boss, and if I don't do this, then maybe I'll get fired, and I really like my job and stuff like that. So I do kind of feel like, unfortunately for him, if he did try to initiate intimacy with her, that might be a conflict of interest, as far as like his defending himself goes, because it's like, bro, you're her boss, like, maybe if anything, maybe you should have terminated her first, and I don't know, and then been like, hey, to be honest with you, you weren't really doing a good job. But, on a side note, I do find you attractive. Would you like to go out sometime? Like, I don't know, maybe that would have went over a little smoothly, and that would have been, a little bit more appropriate, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it just sounds like he made a move. He was trying to, get her into it. It doesn't sound like he was being super aggressive, and it's not like he was keeping her from leaving, what I'm saying? So, from what she describes. So, I'm just like, I just kind of feel like the sexual battery is a little excessive. Probably not accurate. Sexual harassment because he's her boss, probably so. Wrongful termination, I think she might have something there. If he does confirm that he invited her to his hotel suite, that he did try to initiate some type of intimacy with her, and she refused, and then within some hours after that happening, she was terminated. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. She deserves some money at that point. She deserves some money at that point, because to fire her just because she don't want to fuck you is not cool. That's not cool. So, again, Vin Diesel is denying these claims, and he's saying that he has no recollection of this happening. Now, is he saying he's denying the fact that he invited her to his hotel suite and that he tried to initiate some intimacy? I don't know. He just said that I deny it completely. So maybe he is saying he never invited her. I don't know. But yeah, it's this is gonna be an interesting one. I'm gonna follow it. Like, because here's the thing, I like Vin Diesel. I like the Fast and Furious franchise. Some of them are really out there, pretty far fetched and stuff like that. However, it's just kind of something that they do have some that I do really enjoy, and it's something that I kind of grew up watching. I think Vin Diesel is a pretty cool, smooth, bald headed dude. And I really liked Paul Walker. Rest in peace to Paul Walker. I was really sad when, I found out that he had passed away so horrifically. And of course, the saddest part is that he lost his life and stuff. But the other part of my sadness is that I was no longer going to get to see him in the Fast and Furious franchise. So, because Vin Diesel and Paul Walker were my favorite characters from the franchise. So, yeah, I'm going to follow it. And, who knows if it goes to trial and if it's publicized the way the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard one was, I might even cover it, live. That would be kind of cool. I mean, this whole situation isn't cool. Like, don't misunderstand or take what I'm saying out of context. This whole situation isn't cool. If he really did make her feel uncomfortable, I'm sure he didn't mean to, but if he did, not cool. And she definitely shouldn't have been terminated. If the reason for her termination was just the fact that she refused his sexual advances, and But it's also not cool if these allegations towards him are not true and she's just another piece of shit who's trying to get money out of him. Like, yeah, he's super wealthy, and even if he does pay her, it probably won't affect him financially, because when people are as rich as Vin Diesel, bro, when you got to pay somebody money from a lawsuit, it's not going to affect your livelihood. Like, they got so much money to the point to where, they're going to be fine. All they got to do is take a lot of the money that they got left over, and just invest it in something that's going to generate more money for them. Like, it's really not that big of a deal, but I'm sure, again, they don't want to just be giving up money to anybody who just makes false claims against them. So we'll have to kind of see. Hopefully, maybe she has evidence. I don't know what kind of evidence that would be, but maybe she has some type of evidence. And I don't know. I guess we'll kind of go from there. All right, guys. Well, yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. I thought that was pretty interesting, and we'll just see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted if anything new comes up with this. All right. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe and comment in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that what she's saying is real? Do you think that Vin Diesel is being, falsely accused? What do you think is going on? I'd like to hear what you guys think in the comments. All right. I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.